Hey guys, it's Luke. Growing up, one of my favorite movies was Yahoo Serious's Reckless Kelly. Being a young kid, I basically only really thought it was a movie about Ned Kelly who goes to Hollywood to become an actor to save his island. Now, as I've gotten older, I realized that that movie was really about so much more than just that.
The answer is one word: guns.
I realize now, if anything, that movie was primarily a satirical take on America's obsession, fascination, fetish with guns.
Guns aren't just guns. They're
Phallic symbol.
yeah. The bigger the gun, the bigger the profit.
And I would dare say, in the decades since that movie had been released, it's only gotten bigger. As an Australian on a cultural exchange program, I don't really think that there's anything more culturally polarizing than coming to a gun show.
We're gonna build you the biggest gun in Hollywood.
So that's where I'm here today. I'm at the Orlando Gun Show. I'll let you in on a secret. I usually film these introductions after I've been to the experience, so I know what I'm in for. This time, I have no idea what I'm in for, so you're along for the ride with me. Let's do it. Straight in the gate, we're greeted with AR-15, because, you know, you need that for hunting. Yeah. I can't really describe to you right now how weird the feeling is knowing I could just walk into a place like this, buy a gun, and it's so much easier than buying a car. In fact, it's so much easier in this country to buy a gun than it is to buy a Kinder Surprise. Because apparently Kinder Surprises are harmful to children, but guns aren't. Go figure. I've found my gun. It's pretty. At least when I pointed at you, you've got something pretty to look at, huh? There we go. So that's a safety. Nice purple color. Yeah, that's this definitely would be the color gun I'd go with. Nice and shiny. Now, don't get me wrong, I love guns. I've spent my fair share of my teenage years sitting behind a computer, blasting people away. But for me, guns like these, well, a lot of guns like these in here today, either A, belong in a military, or a well-regulated militia. Now I have to speak a little quietly in here because I know that a lot of people here don't agree with my views. Even probably a lot of people watching this video right now don't agree with my views. But yeah, a lot of these guns either belong in the military, a well-regulated militia, or a shooting range. Yeah, you don't need an AR-15 to hunt deer. That's a little overkill. I mean, what's the deer got? Some don't even have antlers. You know, there you go. But I'm liking it. I'm liking seeing all these guns in person. Definitely nothing that you would see in Australia at all, if very often. There's just so many guns everywhere. And for absolutely reasonable prices too. Like, I could pick up a gun today and take it home with me.
Justin B. Justin B. Raise your hand if I called your name. Justin.
I'm Justin B. Wait.
And I'm an Australian, not an American, and I could still buy a gun, take it home with me. If it wasn't for the fact that Flamingo Crossings forbids guns. No, I'm good, thank you. I think I've found the cool section of all the Smith & Wessons. So here's the more modern Smith & Wessons. Coming into the shiny territory here now.
I
mean, that looks really nice. And these ones are really, really super light as well. It's a lady's gun. Hello. Pew, 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 pew. Yes, there we go. And up here, we have more of the classic Smith & Wesson guns. I will admit something embarrassing. When I was younger, I did call them Smith & Weston guns. Basically because I always attributed this style of gun to Western movies. But no, it's Smith & Wesson. And my goodness, they are right in front of me and they look so cool. I mean, wow.
You better stand there, pal, or I'm going to blast you.
Yep. It's basically what I associate these guns with is just basically Westerns. Very gorgeous guns. And the further up the table I go, the bigger the guns get. Like, check out this bad boy here. Oh. Now that is heavy. Boy, that is a heavy gun. Let's just look up there. And this next gun, basically 1989 Batman. Now this one is definitely entering Joker territory here. It's actually so big I have to stretch my whole arm out just to fit it in frame. I like that. The juxtaposition of me wearing a Mickey Mouse watch band, but with a big gun in my hand. That is a heavy gun. Woo! Oh, I can't stress to you enough how heavy that gun was. Wow. And then back here we are. I know they're not exactly ladies' guns, but they're what I call them. Ladies' guns. Pew, 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 pew. There we go. So now we're basically heading into the Call of Duty cosplay territory, where grown-ups can dress up and pretend they're soldiers without having any of the responsibility of actually being a soldier. is a pretty nice. There we go, Call of Duty. Alright, so I was in there for about an hour and a half. Only filmed probably about 5 minutes of that in total. Because I had some really good conversations with some of the stall owners in there about, you know, the amendment and, you know, what a well-regulated militia means. The purported changes, you know, to gun ownership, you know, licensing, registration, that sort of thing. And there are a few people, well, I mean, there are some people that are like strictly against it because guns, but then there are also some people who are kind of open to the idea, just as long as it doesn't impede on their freedoms too much. And I understand that as an Australian, my thoughts on gun ownership are starkly different to many Americans. Do I think my government goes overboard with some certain things? Oh, absolutely, especially when it comes to things like paintball, airsoft, heck, even bicycles and scooters. Our Australian government are
Giant.
Dick,
Yeah.
take a look out of starboard.
when it comes to that sort of thing. They're basically legislating the survival of the species, whereas people need to learn, you know, there are consequences and that sort of thing, you know. Yeah, when that comes to basically to gun ownership, I think we do have the right, what's the word for it? We've got it good. But anyway, that was just one haul. I have one more to go, and I'm not too sure what to expect in this one. So, wish me luck. Yeah, well, and that building was basically more of the same. Maybe if I was here to actually buy a gun as opposed to just looking, I would probably be more enthusiastic about it. But I really did have some great conversations with a lot of the stall holders. I mean, a lot of them do have, you know, their beliefs well grounded. And I can't argue with that. I'm not going to change anyone's mind here at a gun show. I can basically just share my experience. They share their experience and beliefs as well. And that's basically what it is. At the end of the day, I did put a disclaimer. Well, I will put a disclaimer at the beginning of this video. At the end of the day, no one's opinions matter. You're basically just a tiny little blip in history, unless you're a great leader or anything like that. Yeah, you're just a blip, and at the end of the day, what you do, as depressing as it sounds, doesn't really matter. No one should bow to your whims because that's what you really believe. That's just super duper main character energy right there, which unfortunately has invaded a lot of today's society. Back on track. Florida Gun Show. That was an experience for an Australian. It was really cool. I will say that much. It was really cool getting to hold those guns, looking at all the ammo, the knives, the tasers, listening to people tell their stories about why they collect guns. Unfortunately, nobody was really comfortable being on camera, and I understand. Just like me being on camera, my thoughts and views can be construed, and so they don't want that to happen to them either. Because when you're talking on the fly, a lot of things can happen. You can say something that you instantly regret, and really can't guarantee that the person holding the camera will not release that. And I guarantee you, if you're ever on one of my vlogs and you're like, "Oh, don't post that," I will not post that, all right? I don't do this for the subs. I don't do it for the views, for the clicks. I don't do it for that. I mean, it's great to know that people are watching, which is why I like to say, subscribe, hit that like button, and ring that notification bell. But at the end of the day, I'm doing these for me. It's for me to look back and say, yeah, I've been to some interesting places and I've done some cool things. And it's great that you guys follow along with me too. Alright? So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video where I believe I am going to eat something incredibly unhealthy but oh so delicious. Alright? Have fun. Until next time, guys. Bye. As I was talking earlier about Reckless Kelly.
Who are you?
Big Mac Beth.
To blow your head off? Not to blow your head off. That's the last of them.